Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. This is part 17. Last episode, we got to the end of Chapter 1 and moved into Chapter 2. Did a mission or so before Miller brought us back to base to let us know about an accident that happened with one of the children, named Ralph, who was killed instantly by some falling pipes. Not sure what to make of that at this current point in time, but we also had a stare down with Eli. So, I mean, is it safe to assume that he's probably involved in some capacity? Maybe. But regardless, this episode, we have the opportunity to do, looks like a replay of a couple of missions on harder difficulties, and also some cassette tapes. So what I'm gonna do while we're here on Mother Base is we're gonna run through these tapes that I got, and I'm going to increase my Mother Base morale by running around at the same time. Two birds with one stone. So let's start. We'll just do it in order. Can't wait to get to the hamburgers of Kazuhiro Miller. Let's do Metallic Archaea and have a listen.
This is Yellowcake that Cypher was having the PF's transport. Before we met you, the boss recovered it from a truck crossing the Savannah. Are there Metallic Archaea inside it?
Yes, the Archaea metabolize uranium-235 to subsist. They must be stored inside Yellowcake, or they cannot survive.
So those biological traces we took for impurities were actually the real cargo?
Of course they are deactivated, so they do not trigger a sudden enrichment.
What's up, bud?
They are like baker's yeast. Yet, they do gradually enrich the uranium as they feed. I imagine you detected weapons-grade traces.
Yeah, we did.
And the malachite that was loaded on the truck had traces of uranium in it too. So that's the flower, huh? Skullface was gonna sell do-it-yourself nuke kits. The uranium-enriching Archaea complete with the user's manual. And the ores with the uranium could be sourced by the client or provided by Cypher.
Even the trace amounts buried in common ores can be enriched to weapons-grade uranium by the Metallic Archaea. Proving that must have been the most important factor of the trials. That, and the ability to successfully prevent detonation.
So if the amounts of uranium in the ores are low enough, they can get past any inspection. And you only need a tiny amount of the Archaea to act as the yeast. No great challenge to smuggle that either. The first step towards saturating the world with nukes.
His plan. That was not my intention. My only goal in developing the Metallic Archaea was to save the Dene.
What made you think a tool for creating undetectable nuclear weapons would save your people?
After 70 years, the Dene reclaimed the Navajo Nation from which we were banished. We bore all the hardships of poverty. But we were proud to live off the land we called our own. But in the moment the atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, everything changed.
I don't get it.
The nuclear arms race between the US and the Soviet Union began with the end of the Second World War. Suddenly, there was a massive demand for uranium. And it was our ill fortune that the ground beneath the Navajo Nation was rich with uranium ore. The Black Ana government set up mine after mine, and many of the Dene worked them, never informed of any danger. Every day, they went to work with no protection. The slag was simply piled out in the open. When rain fell, uranium traces left behind would seep out, and when the ground dried, it was blown about as dust. Land and water were contaminated, irradiated. Many of us became sick and died. That pain lives on to this day.
I had no idea.
wanting more than anything to revive the land my forebears left to me. I was delighted upon discovering microbes that eat uranium. If they could be domesticated, I believed we could rid our land of uranium.
Were you successful?
No. The research called for funding on a colossal scale. But nobody was willing to invest with no prospect of a return.
And that's when Skullface showed up.
Correct. I can save you and your people. We share the same will. That is what he said to me. And I believed him. Plaga Anna forced me to abandon my uranium cleanup work and focus on nuclear weapons. And he held all the Dene hostage. Today, the uranium mines within the reservation are finally closing down. It is simply less expensive now to source uranium overseas.
New victims, different places.
But uranium is a tactical resource. To rely on a foreign country for it is a difficult decision to make. And he was in the perfect place to influence that decision.
He could have condemned your people to the mines forever.
The contamination comes not only from uranium. The fallout from the Nevada nuclear tests also settled on our lands. As if our fortune were not already bad enough. We are also downwinders. To save the Dene, I must complete my original research.
As much as I love the opportunity to run around Mother Base and listen to cassette tapes, it is more trouble than it's worth. We know that it's just easier to listen to it on the chopper, but I always go, man, maybe I can do something else while I listen to the tapes. I wish that when you were playing a tape, it overwrites everything else. Like, I don't want to hear people's conversations around Mother Base. I don't want my intel team to go, Rain arriving in your vicinity, you know? I want the cassette tape to overwrite all other dialogue so I can run around and do stuff peacefully, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that is able to happen. So, I was able to still listen to those tapes, but it's just like little distractions. So, we will just do it on the chopper. We'll get it over and done with. We'll get through the story stuff, because the cassette tapes are important. There's good stuff in there. I apologize if you can hear anything like moving around or like crashing noises in the background. It has rained and has been stormy all day, and it honestly feels like the roof is going to come off of the room that I'm in, so...
Boss, there's been an accident in the boys' quarters. A pile of steel pipes gave way and crushed one of the kids. The boy named Ralph. They tell me he died instantly. I'm sorry, boss. It's my fault. I should have been keeping an eye on them. I'll let you know if we learn something.
And that is the current story point from Miller that's being given to us, is the accident with the child. Even though we can't visit them, we can't go anywhere, so it's a bit of a weird thing that we're forced to come back to base to have a stare down with Eli, and then we get that, but we can't do anything about it yet, so it's a bit strange. But yeah, apologies to any background noise if you can hear it, or, you know, if it happens, is I literally feel like this room that I'm in will have the roof come off, and that'll be very eventful, very great. Probably don't want that to happen, so let's hope it doesn't. Let's continue with the Man on Fire. Is what happened next with the Man on Fire?
You mentioned that the Man on Fire was crushed under Sahelanthropus in its hangar.
Yeah. He was caught under the wheels of its transport platform.
But his body wasn't found.
What?
We searched the area the moment we arrived, but there was no trace of him.
I wasn't hallucinating.
I know. I trust you on that. That means someone must have taken the body. But when I got there, everything was still as it was. Even Skullface hadn't been touched. I can't see a reason to sneak into a place like that and drag out the biggest, heaviest guy there.
What are you getting at?
The only option left is... he got up and walked away.
That platform ran him over.
Just ran him over.
You're saying that's not enough?
I don't want to believe it, but maybe not. He shrugs off bullets, even rocket strikes. There's no reason to think that would finish him. It seems ridiculous, but I'll start gathering eyewitness accounts just in case.
If you dig up anything concrete, I want to know.
You'll be the first, if I dig anything up. But I hope to hell I don't.
No kidding.
Interesting. The Man on Fire is a curious one, with what Skullface was saying about him.
The one that covers. The parasite that lives on the surface of the Skull's bodies is what gives them their power. Similar to my children, who live in my skin. I modified the parasites I isolated from the body of that old man, differentiating them with various abilities. One that can blend perfectly into its surroundings by exposing the pigments in its cells at will. Another that, by harboring multiple species of metallic archaea, can oxidize and reduce metal. Isolating the one that covers and transplanting it into an artificial medium should provide the same abilities as the Skulls, but they can only subsist within a human body. Once transplanted into the medium, they will eventually die. Another thing, the weakness of the one that covers is desiccation. Their surface moisture loss is greater than ours. The reason they give off mist is to alleviate this by releasing the salts inside them as microparticles. Water vapor condenses around them, appearing as mist. But this dries out the atmosphere until they cannot even produce mist. And once their supply of water from the host runs out, the parasites are in danger. They, along with their host, enter a form of suspended animation. However, a similar effect occurs if they come into contact with a large amount of water. Rain, for instance. The one that covers will temporarily abandon other processes in his eagerness to absorb the water. Pitijolone. Make the weather your ally.
Make the weather your ally. Good old Code Talker and his ASMR tapes. Skullface 9 years ago. Let's get into it.
Hewitt's dug up some interesting facts about our skull-faced friend. 9 years ago, he was exiled to South Africa, stripped of political power. The upshot's that he ceased being a serious threat, in Cypher's eyes anyway. They eased up on surveillance, giving him an opening to establish his own military unit, one that answered to his will alone. Those men likely had no idea their orders were coming from Skullface. They probably didn't even know the organization was a part of Cypher at all. Anyway, it was in South Africa where he found renewed interest in parasites. And when he discovered the vocal cord parasites, he began to make his plan. Wipe the English language out of existence. Free the world, not by taking men's lives, but by taking their tongues. In his eyes, the greatest symbiotic parasite the world's ever known isn't microbial. It's linguistic. Words are what keeps civilization, our world, alive.
There was something Skullface said. America is made up of many peoples, but those peoples never mix. Quite so. One nation, home to hundreds of different ethnic groups, many of whom stick to their respective living areas. Little colonies, not interacting with other groups, going out of their way to avoid one another, their land, organizations, relationships. Thus, the United States of America is no melting pot. It is more of a salad bowl. It is not made up from one people, but for its minorities to function in society, a common ground is needed. Language. Even if the country is not one. No, because it's not one. A lingua franca is necessary. English. American hegemonism was born from the illusion that English could unite diverse ethnicities. In taking in people from around the globe, America became a microcosm of it. Now the boundaries between it and the rest of the world have become blurred. However different our neighbors may be, English enables us to create symbiotic relationships with each other. If English can bring unacquainted neighbors together in America, this should hold true for the world. This salad bowl that is the world can also become one.
Indeed. The hamburgers of Kazuhiro Miller. Code Talker's eating habits. Obviously going to be the most important cassette tape that we listen to in this whole game, I think.
I have spoken enough. Your men can take it from here. Will you permit me to rest? Have something to eat?
I thought you don't eat.
I can subsist without food. But there is more to the act of eating than nourishment. We receive nature's blessings, and we affirm our part in it. And in doing so, we express our gratitude.
Sorry, it's, hearing you say you don't need to eat and that you're a part of nature in the same breath. Anyway, what can we get you? Not exactly a 5-star restaurant, but the kitchen's used to serving a lot of different appetites.
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers?
Even we Dinne have become Americanized. I eat them often back home.
And you just can't let them go. Well, as far as symbols of the American Empire go, hamburgers are pretty good. The victory of capitalism. Your people suffered so much at the hands of America, and you asked for hamburgers.
We have suffered more than you can know. But I do not see hamburgers as an accomplice. A single dish, providing a balanced helping of nature's blessings. Meat, grain, and vegetable. How could anyone hate such a magnificent thing?
Says the guy who can survive on photosynthesis. Balance has nothing to do with it. You just like a good burger.
That is also true. Be warned, though. I have very high standards.
Don't worry. I do too. All right then. One good old-fashioned all-American icon coming up.
I look forward to it.
I'm really glad that that tape exists for the primary reason that there's not enough light-hearted tapes. Everything is very serious and like informative and all of that kind of stuff, and there's not enough funny in the tapes, you know? It's like levity. Like, that's important, that these characters are not just so dreary and serious all the time, that they can talk about, you know, the pleasantries of hamburgers. And I appreciate that tape for that, because it definitely helps to humanize the characters in this game specifically, especially like Code Talker, who's very serious, and Miller, who's very, very serious in this game. So it's good to have like that moment where he can, you know, have something nice going on, you know what I mean? Which is great. So we've listened to the tapes, which means I can move on with my life, so that's good. We have more side ops to do, a lot more, like capturing legendary animals and mother base soldiers, which I'm sure I'll get to. In terms of these, now I'm curious because it looks like these are just going to give us a nice healthy amount of GMP, but mostly this is just going to be a repeat of missions except harder difficulty. So I'm not sure how to handle these missions I'm not sure if that's going to be a common thing going forward, because we got this mission last time as well as these. So what I'll try and do is show myself navigating through a mission on high difficulty, of course, but we'd like to focus on like those story points in the main mission, so we'll just have to see how we go with getting those missions to actually pop up. I'll make my way through these now. We'll see what it's like. I assume it's going to be the same.
Boss, information warfare is more than just intel gathering. It also means disrupting enemy communications. Your mission is to punch a hole in the comms network between the Soviet outposts.
Yeah, cool. It's just the same briefing file as well. So it's just replay the mission, but on a harder difficulty. A bit strange that it's in the main missions and it's not like a side op to do. It's a bit of a strange way to start the next chapter, but regardless, I'll jump into the subsistence version of C2W.
Mission accepted. Heading
Drop
to
in.
Afghanistan.
And so everything is
Heading to Afghanistan.
everything is OSP, so no sortie prep, which I assume means no buddy. No buddy with me, no anything. Just good old fashioned do a halo jump, land in a jungle, rip off your mask, rip off your jack mask, reveal yourself as Naked Snake, engage virtuous mission, go home. Don't drink coffee, make sure you drink tea. Otherwise Zero will form Cypher and the Patriots all against your name.
Boss, you need to disable the Soviets' reinforcement system by putting a hole in their base-to-base comms network. Head for the Eastern Communications Post. Destroy its comms equipment.
We even have
Use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
a dictated outfit choice and the standard bionic arm as well. So everything is like, it's like this part of the game, or like this half of the game is like removing the freedom of like the customization and like the open world aspect, and it's like back to like almost the how it used to be in like, yeah, how it used to be with like OSP, standard clothing. You know, you don't get to like do a mission prep before you jump in. The survival viewer in MGS3 allowed you to change clothes, but besides that it was very much the game gives you the game deals you a hand and you have to deal with it. So this is what that mission is all about, I suppose, where we have to just replay a mission but harder. Oh, and also
The map has been updated.
you don't have phantom cigars and it's daytime, so it chucks that on you as well. So you go through chapter 1 and then they go, cool, how good are you at Metal Gear Solid 5? How good are you at this game now? Can you do it? Can you beat the mission? OSP Snake. Are you the best? It requires you to definitely...
The map has been updated.
It definitely requires you to plan
Analysis
a bit more.
complete.
It also means that you're probably
The
more
map has been
likely to be lethal, because the weapons you're going to procure are going to be the weapons that these guys have.
updated. Analysis complete.
Oh, and there's no reflex mode either. Right. Out here. I want your gun, not you.
Stop! Stop! Обнаружен неустановленный вражеский боец!
We're off to a good start.
Guard post captured.
Okay. We live in a world of death now. Alright, one bullet though, and they're ready to be pacified. I'm already a demon. To quote Big Boss from earlier in the game. and now I finally actually live up to that name. Instead of pretending while pacifying everybody. This time, I am truly Venom Snake. The punished Venom Snake who runs 700 meters to get to this place just to replay a mission that I've already completed. Because I need to prove that I'm the big boss, the biggest boss of them all, by not playing any new main missions that progress the story. I really hope that that's not how Chapter 2 goes, where it's like a main mission here and there and then just padding it out with replays. Because if that was the case, I'd rather not have chapters at all and just make this like an epilogue. Hopefully it's not shorter with padding. It doesn't bode well, like it's not a good... It's not a good thing to be met with straight away. Like it feels like those types of missions would come towards like either the end of the game or be like post-game fun things to do that adds additional challenge, or even make them side ops, you know? Damn, okay, hold on, almost just died.
You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Alright, give me a second. They've even got new weapon placements. That's gonna be interesting to deal with. We got people at this checkpoint. Doesn't look like it. God, this being in the daytime is gonna be, this is gonna be the big adjustment for me, I think.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Jesus.
Analysis complete.
Holy shit, man.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Fuck me. Oh my god. Alright. Hey guys, subsistence difficulty. Jesus.
He's coming too. Roger that.
This is the part of the game where I realize how much of a crux, reflex mode is.
Analysis clouds approaching.
God, this is... God, okay. So... This sucks. How do we take out the fucking... Yep. I'm getting locked onto as well. That's great. How the hell do we take out the ones in fucking body armor? Jesus Christ. Just have to like get close to them. How did he just fucking... He was looking the other way and he just instantly instantly locked onto me. Jesus. Anyway, here's the communications equipment. Is there any vitals that we can aim at? Oh my god. Dude, the accuracy of that shotgun. There we go. Oh my god. Okay, I put enough bullets in him where it eventually knocked him out on the ground. I need to do the same to this guy now. No reinforcements, please.
Good. That's the first one. Destroy the remaining antennas.
No, don't send backup. It's not allowed.
You're gonna extract him.
I don't want to use the killer bee just in case. But like, what if a vehicle pops up? Because then I'm screwed.
Nice. That's the second one. That wasn't the last of them, though. Keep going.
And there was another dude on this roof here. Jesus. So yeah, C2W.
That antenna is one of the targets. Take
Oh
it
no,
out
he was up
and the
there.
mission's complete. Good work. You've completed your objective. Now get out of the hot zone.
C2W is going to be... not C2W. Subsistence and Extreme and all that stuff is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be a wake-up call. I'm going to be like, oh, yep, this is the game without reflex mode that I did all the other Metal Gear games with. Fun times ahead. Alright, what's the... Yeah, cool. I'm gonna just drive out of here. Mission embarrassingly successful.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Could have been worse, I guess. Just a bit of casual OSP for you.
You're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete.
Lovely. There you go. And we got a free vehicle.
Being added.
Mission complete, boss.
I mean, look, I'll accept it, but I don't want to. If you want to give me an S rank for something like that, S for sloppy is how I would rate that. We can do much better. I think that initial adjustment period... Oh, Battle Gear has been completed. It can be deployed with units on dispatch missions. So it's a dispatch thing. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be an adjustment period to get used to the higher difficulty, as well as we've definitely had a crutch for reflex mode and nighttime. So, fun times ahead as we go through these.
Emmerich's finished development on that Battle Gear of his. Get back to Mother Base.
Okay, so go back to Mother Base. Was that because we completed this mission? Is this how we're going to progress the story? Automatically go back to Mother Base, I suppose. Praise the Metal Gear. Dude, it hovers. Nice. Fancy railgun and everything. Not bad, Emmerich. Not bad for a trader. That's cool. Now let me just take it on every single mission.
Approaching.
Just let me take it.
Battle Gear is an armored weapon developed to take on hostile bipedal weapon systems. But unlike the Soviet-funded Walker Gear, the Battle Gear still hasn't been properly field tested. I'd like to assign a combat unit to take it on dispatch missions, so that we can evaluate its capabilities and reliability. Assuming you've got no objections, give the order to dispatch the unit from your iDroid.
Well, can't actually use the iDroid in here. So I guess I'll just leave. But yeah, let's dispatch it. And now we can, what, chuck Huey in the bin? Throw him away? With the rest of the garbage? Let's have a look.
Boss, we need evidence to prove our suspicions about Emmerich. Head to the central base camp in Afghanistan and recover that AI pod. It's time we purge Diamond Dogs of that traitorous parasite once and for all.
Rain approaching.
Oh shit. Okay.
Please select a mission.
That's not even a mission? Is it a side op? It is. It's an important side op. Can someone help me out here? Can someone help me out? This is a rhetorical question. I don't need help. What I am saying is, why is this a side op? Why is going to the central base camp and getting the AI pod of the fucking boss a main central story point from Peace Walker to prove Emmerich is a traitor? Why is that a side op when these two missions are main ops? That's so bizarre. Because this is how we proceed with the game. To be honest, all of the side ops that are important should just be main ops. I don't get what separates it. You know what I mean? I don't get what the criteria is for it to be a main op.
Roger.
You know what I mean? Just seems a little bit weird to me.
Arriving shortly at LZ.
Just like a little bit weird.
This is Pequod. On station at LZ. Welcome back.
Regardless, I will leave. I take my leave to go and do this important side up to extract the AI pod. I was wondering if we were gonna get back into this and explore this again, because I was like, dude, you walk into that room to get Huey in the first place, and that's just the boss's AI pod just sitting there talking to you, going, you know, Jack, is that you? So I'm very, very excited to see if there'll be more dialogue between the boss and Big Boss. A lot of potential in this AI pod, especially with what the AI pod has experienced and what it knows. I find it strange that Strangelove just up and went. She disappeared. But I guess it does make sense that she would be raising Hal, right? At this point in time. That seems to make sense. That's why Huey is, you know...
Boss, we need evidence to prove our suspicions about Emmerich. Head to the central base camp in Afghanistan and recover that AI pod. It's time we purge Diamond Dogs of that traitorous parasite once and for all.
So that's what strange level we're doing, raising Hal, right, while Huey is just chilling out, not even caring about his son, not even mentioning anything about it. Like, buddy, your child is like 4 years old. You got anything to say about it?
Please select a landing zone.
It's just very interesting behavior.
Heading to Afghanistan.
At least we get to do like a loadout again. Lovely.
Deploying.
Just how I like it. Being able to choose my loadout. Oh, was my vehicle a truck? I think that was just the truck that I just extracted. I don't need it, but sure. Let's extract this AI pod. We'll see if everybody's wearing helmets or not, so I can see if I can even get headshots on people. We'll see. See if I can get Quiet to successfully get some headshots, or if she'll be bouncing her bullets off of some helmets. We'll see. We haven't had Quiet as a buddy in a while. I'm just getting more and more interested in her as a character and her connection to parasites and skulls and a potential, you know, virus, and her weird little outburst of sticking the knife in the dude's mouth. What's she up to? What is she up to? We do not know.
Be careful down there, boss.
It's a good place for my truck to be sat. Okay. Well, we know where the AI pod is. It's there. It's in here.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Please select a deployment point.
So I guess they've just kept the AI pod here this whole time, even though Huey's no longer here. And everyone's got helmets on. Bruh. I didn't even see that until it was too late. And then you get to a point where you just are able to identify that it's a dummy one. But I was like, goddamn.
Analysis complete. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
He's coming too. Roger that.
So I'm asking Quiet to scout this base out. There we go. Now they start appearing. That's better.
Analysis complete.
Oh, they're not great, are they?
Analysis
Oh,
complete.
that guy is. Good night, sweet prince.
The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Nice. I like both of these guys. You will be recruited also.
Analysis complete. Clouds approaching.
Gotta extract him.
Okay, that was a miss. But I was pretty certain that that first shot was like on his face. Mother base recruitment drive never ends, boys. Never ends. I got spots to fill.
Subject on board.
Analysis
Leave the rest to us.
Analysis complete.
You know, with how windy it is at the moment, and how much this like back room is like shaking, I've reached a point where I'm like, either this room is being shaked to pieces by a ghost, and I'm being haunted, and they are shaking the whole entire room, and I'm just being completely blind to it and not reacting, which is probably pissing them off even more, right? So this is like, there's a phantom in here, shaking up the whole room, and I'm just sitting here going, don't mind the noise, guys. Don't mind that. It's nothing. It ain't no thing. Or it genuinely is the wind, which makes like unnatural noises to my roof. That's when I'm like, genuinely, I'm like, would not be surprised if I just witnessed the roof came off, and I'm like nervous to like leave it unsupervised at this point. I like that this is, it seems like quieter, it's less supervised. Less supervised now that Huey's gone. There's no snipers around either, because there used to be a sniper on this roof and a sniper up there. It allows me to do this. Give me all of your free fuel resources, please. Now we enter. Oh, hang on. It was there. Wow, okay, hang on. It was definitely this one. Okay, they've moved it. It could be in the other two now. I swear it was this one. They've done some remodeling. How naive of me to think that they would just leave it here gathering dust. Alright, that spices things up a bit, doesn't it? At least I get some precious metal. Okay. Okay. In that case, it's got to be in here. Right in the center, right in the middle one. Sneaky. All they did was just move it into the next one over. Okay, got quiet on the job. Oh, there's a dude right here that I'm just like, sprinting like right in front of him. Shit.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis.
Lol, I really didn't think he would turn around. I thought he was going to stand there and I would have time to scan those dudes, but that's okay, because we still got time to do this. And I still got time to do this. And then I got time to do this. And then I got time to do this. Okay, now we're going in. Alright, this will be the one. There it is. Huh. Okay. I'm not crazy because this is the same layout almost where there's the desk, right, with the computer. She's still talking, just like sitting in here. This is the same layout, but it was definitely in the other one. So that's very strange, huh? That they just decided to move it, but keep like the layout almost the same, I guess. Not really, it's kind of different. Seems like a lot of effort to move it. I have a question. Is how the hell are we supposed to extract this thing? How are we supposed to extract this thing? Even the walker gear wouldn't be able to pick it up. And here we are again. Oh, so we go to the computer anyway. I thought we could talk to it. Oh, okay, that makes sense. We're sending it. Okay. We made it go and fly to Mother Base. Whee! All of those nice family photos gone.
AI pod launch confirmed. We'll pick it up. I wonder what kind of secrets are buried in it. I'll let you know if we learn something. Got a report from the intel team. Remember how the man on fire was crushed by Sahelanthropus?
Extraction
Well, the Soviets
arrived
recovered
at
his body.
Metabase.
Could he really
Development
be
project
dead?
has been added.
Boss, head for Yaha Ohu's supply outpost and secure the man on fire's body.
If Skullface was right, and a thirst for revenge can turn a man into a demon and keep the dead alive, then this man on fire who's been coming after us ever since you woke up, well, that just might be what's left of our old friend Volgin.
Dude. First fucking thing that I said when I saw that motherfucker was it was Volgin. First thing that I said. Holy shit. I went, that's Volgin.
Complete.
Holy shit, if that is true. Oh, that's insane. Because the first time you see him, he has, like, Volgin's clothing, like his uniform.
Analysis complete.
Holy shit. Our friend Volgin. We're really tying in some MGS3 stuff right now. Like, we got, like, the boss with the AI pod, and then we've got finding out more stuff about Volgin, or the man on fire, potentially. It's another... I don't know why. Why is it...
Marker closed.
Why is it a side op? And... like, why is it a side op, right? For one. And then two, how the hell did the man on fire get to Afghanistan? When he was last... oh no, hang on. He was here, wasn't he? He was at OKB 0, and then we went all the way to the power plant, and then he got crushed in the back. And then I guess the man on fire then ended up over here. It wasn't in Africa that we did that. So the man on fire ended up over here. So bizarre. So bizarre. Well, now I guess we can finally get that that Fulton recovery that we were asking for. Oh boy. Fulton recovery, the man on fire. And the AI pod is shooting off on its way home. So I guess we'll find out more about that when we go to Mother Base as well. Just when you think you have the shot, and you miss. Alright, I'm gonna get in my truck and we're gonna drive all the way to the man on fire's body. While we're here, we may as well pull that one out. Pull that one out as well, so save you the hassle, and we'll teleport our way over there. Alright, we're ready to infiltrate this base. Done a nice little lovely drive.
Detected. The map has been updated.
Okay, so interestingly enough, the man on fire's body is apparently in this outpost, which is so weird to me.
Analysis complete.
Is it still going to be on fire? Will it be on fire in this base?
Analysis complete. The map has been updated.
I wanted her to go for this guy, but she won't take the shot from there apparently. It's alright, I'll just take it instead. Perks of tranquilized quiet though.
Fire!
There we go, now she's alerted people.
Cover me!
There you go. Go for it, quiet. Start putting people to sleep, please.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Everyone's starting to use the dummies more. Quiet. The ultimate in tranquilizing technology. Except when they're wearing a stupid helmet. You're gonna hit the helmet. Oh, she can shoot it off. Nice. Here, I help you out. Maybe I should interrogate someone to actually get the location, but I feel like it won't take too much searching. Oh, this is a locked door. It could just be right here. Meanwhile, Quiet is just going to take care of everything for me outside. Hello? I'm looking for a man quite tall, possibly a corpse of one of my old enemies, Volgan. Usually always on fire. Doesn't like anything that is like water related. Not here? Okay. Maybe on the other end then. Just waiting for Quiet to nail this dude for me. Thank you. I was like waiting to hear the shot. I was like, I'll go for the other one because she's gonna go for that one. Got it right. Nailed it. Oh, everyone's sleeping so peacefully. Everyone's also so weak at this base.
Analysis complete.
Everyone is so weak at this base. Okay, is he in here? God damn. Where the hell is this guy? Looks like I've got some interrogating to do. Who is looking at me? Someone. Dude, if this is the body of Volgan, I think that is fucking incredible. Like, so many empty beds, dude. What? Alright, well, I mean, we've still got more places to check, I guess, but, buddy, I'm gonna need some info. Quiet! Cease cover.
Spit it out.
You're a specialist, bruh.
The map has been updated. Plant expansion. Marker removed.
Alright. Love that I wake him up. Quiet instantly puts him to sleep. Like, that's so funny to me. Alright, let's try this. I'm gonna try you.
Speak.
You're not giving up this position. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they're not aware. Maybe they are not aware. Through the shield, bitch. Stop yelling, the whole base is asleep. Alright, that means it's gotta be here.
Captured.
Man on Fire's gotta be in one of these rooms, maybe? See, that they make you think that he's in the base. They're like, yeah, we'll make you attack the base first, but you actually just waste all your time. He's actually just chilling in a ditch. Or he's under a bridge. Or he's in the bin. Ironically, he's fucking nowhere to be found. And people that you interrogate don't give up his position right away either. How big is this area? I mean, it's pretty big. We've checked the logical areas first, though, you know? Everyone's waking up now. Everyone's waking up now. Quiet, you can go back to shooting them in the head if you like. Aha, it's gonna be this one. It's gonna be this room. What the fuck? What the hell is this guy? Could the body just be...
Analysis complete.
S rank intel, bro.
Analysis.
In here I thought everyone at this base was going to be trash, because they pretty much have been.
Analysis.
I stand corrected, there's a couple.
Analysis complete. Marker placed.
Yeah, put that guy to sleep. I want him. Let me get that guy right now, actually. Look at this guy who wakes up and just chills out and has a smoke while all of his comrades are just asleep on the floor.
Complete.
That guy gives no fucks. He does not care.
You have arrived at your destination.
Everybody's waking up. Go back to sleep, everybody.
Roger that.
You have arrived at your destination.
How is this guy the guy that's watching me?
On board.
He's asleep.
You have arrived at your destination.
All I wanted to do was find a man on fire.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
You're going to extract him. Yeah, I am. I'm almost out of Fulton recovery, so I have to pick my targets wisely.
Analysis.
I gotta save one for the man on fire. Alright, at this point,
Analysis complete.
I'm convinced that he must just be passed out on a fucking road somewhere. Right? Just passed out on a road somewhere? If we're looking for a body? This is what D-Dog is for, instead of quiet, you know? I feel like I'm just wasting so much time trying to find these remains, and it's just funny to me at this point. Good night, sweet prince. Nobody's waking up there. Bro. He's just in the middle of the place. He's just exposed right in the middle. I look through all the beds, I look in all the prison things, I look everywhere around the place because I'm expecting him to be in an interior. Little do we know, he's just fucking sprawled out. Like he just got out of this, they took him out of this box and just shoved him on the floor, and I didn't even see him. It's Deadpool. Should have known. All along, it was Deadpool. How did I not see that? It was dark initially when I got here, okay? Looked everywhere except right out in the open. Holy shit. Oh, shit! Oh my god. That fucking unicorn. Fucking flame horse. Dude. He was faking it. He was fake asleep. CCCP on the boots. I thought we were about to have like a fight with him. Dude. Can't believe Can't believe the first thing I said when I saw him right at the beginning of the game was, that's fucking Volgin. What the fuck? It was really interesting that it showed Big Boss's face like that again, and then it cut to like Volgin in Fox Engine, dude.
I barely recognize you, Colonel.
Jesus.
Skullface used your thirst for revenge against Big Boss, did he?
I've updated the mission list. We've received some new job offers. The details are on your iDroid.
Dude. Well, because we attempted to extract him, was that all a dream? Is he still alive? Is he resting peacefully? I don't even know. We got a whole bunch more of these. The man on fire. Who is the floating boy? Nice.
Please select a mission.
Okay, we're back to main missions again. Curse Legacy. And then it's these again. More main missions of replaying stuff. Interesting. Cool. That was very interesting for the man on fire, huh? Took a long time to find him. But yeah, holy shit, Volgin. Alright, after extracting this dude and having that intense scene, we'll take a break, and then we'll listen to some cassette tapes and get into that main mission. Alright, we are back from the break, and we are going to get into cassette tapes now. So we will take a listen at the ones that we have while chilling out in the helicopter, and then we can do that main mission. So let's do the man on fire.
Volgin, the GRU colonel, was burned alive with the Shagohod during Operation Snake Eater 20 years ago. Despite suffering severe burns to his entire body, he still clung to life. After you left Seleniarsk, Volgin's body was taken to a research institute in the outskirts of Moscow. But modern medicine couldn't explain why he was still alive. Not that the colonel was any ordinary man to begin with. That constant electric current he had running through his body that he could unleash at will. To be honest, I was always uncomfortable around him. Thought I might get electrocuted just by standing nearby. The institute studying him was tasked with investigating and developing human paranormal abilities. The comatose Volgin was used to further the Soviet Union's research into such abilities. But not long ago, the facility burned to the ground, and Volgin's body was never found among the rubble, even though the fire started in the room where they were keeping him. This occurred at around the same time you woke up. If Skullface was right, and a thirst for revenge can turn a man into a demon and keep the dead alive, and this man on fire who's been coming after us ever since you woke up, well, that just might be what's left of our old friend Volgin. It's not over yet. Back in '64, in Seleniarsk, you brought his plans for a utopia down in flames. That grudge is what's keeping him alive.
How fucking wild is that? Like, when he was walking towards us at the beginning of the game, and I was like, holy fuck, that's Volgin. I didn't think it would actually be Volgin necessarily. Well, I thought it was like a nightmare or a dream sequence for that whole thing, so I was like, I don't know what the fuck kind of demons are haunting Big Boss, but there's one of them. But no, it's actually Volgin clinging to life. Because we accidentally murdered Rykov. That's why. That was his true revenge.
The day the research facility holding Volgan burned down, a Soviet jumbo passenger jet happened to crash nearby, far away to the north of that hospital in Cyprus. On board the plane was a young boy who was being studied at the same facility. The plane fell to Earth from over 8,000 feet, but the boy's body was the only one not recovered. At almost exactly the same time as the crash, Volgan awoke in that facility. According to the Research Institute's documents, the gifts this boy demonstrated included psychokinesis and telepathy. To protect his mind from being inundated with other people's thoughts, he always wore a kind of gas mask. A rudimentary form of psychic insulation, apparently. We don't know where this boy is, but if Skullface is connected to him, we may cross paths with him yet. This boy is part of a new age, where nothing we understand about the world makes sense anymore. Don't let your guard down.
I would say he was closer than you guys think. Just saying. Probably closer than you guys think. But, you know, what do I know? Vocal cord parasites. Kochok and his research. Skullface's objective. Alright. Vocal cord parasites.
So what were they doing at Nzoya Badia, Baloo? That facility with all the people laid out in rows?
The abandoned factory Shabani was held in. It is precisely as you guessed. Black Anna was coding languages into the vocal cord parasites. They infected the subjects with the parasites, then made an incision in the throat to expose the vocal cords. That allowed them to play recordings of a desired language directly to the parasites.
And the parasites learn the languages that way. That's some teaching method. I just don't get how a bunch of bugs had the brain power for it.
They don't. Do not judge them by human standards. They do not learn as a function of intellect.
Then how do they do it?
What language the parasites react to is coded into their genes. You could expose the Japanese strain to English for years, and it would never learn the language and react to it. The pronunciation, rhythm, and structure are different. But what about, say, Spanish and Portuguese? Linguistically, the two are very close.
Yeah, they're both Ibero-Romance languages.
Even so, a Spanish language mating pair exposed to Portuguese will not copulate. Only when they hear Spanish. Only then. And the majority of their offspring will be the same.
So it's a literal case of a mother tongue.
But if that's so, I don't see how the different strains could be created in the first place.
Well, among the many thousands of offspring, there may be just a few that react to Portuguese.
You're talking about mutations.
Correct. Playing the tapes helps to identify the mutant strains. Those specimens are then isolated and bred with one another. From their children, specimens that react more strongly to Portuguese can again be selected and bred. Repeating this process creates a strain that reacts solely to Portuguese and never to Spanish. Mutation and selection. No different to breeding roses.
So you kept increasing the change over the generations, adapting them to languages from all over the world. Must have taken a hell of a lot of patience.
More like patience. Just how many died for this?
There's something I still don't get. In order to tell which larvae will react to Portuguese, you'd have to let them develop and then see which copulate. That means you'd need tens of thousands of guinea pigs. There's no way you could do that in a facility that small.
For normal selective breeding methods, you would be right. But there is a more effective selection method when training the vocal cord parasites.
Go on.
It is not only when mating that the parasites listen for language. Shortly before hatching, larvae display markedly increased activity in reaction to particular language. The active eggs can be identified under a black light. So the eggs that react to Portuguese are selectively placed in the throats of subjects. So you see, narrowing down strains that react to the target language is an effective process. Though I'm sure that even so, many lost their lives to create the various strains.
Taken against their will into that dungeon.
There are two reasons for playing the tapes for the parasites. One, to isolate the eggs that respond to the target language. And two, to cause the specimens raised from the selected eggs to mate.
I get how the system works. But why do they respond to language before they even hatch? It's not like they can mate from inside an egg.
It is because the larvae learn the language before hatching.
You mentioned that what language the parasites respond to is hard-coded into their genes, and that they don't have the brain power to actually learn a language. But then you say that the larvae at Nzoia Badia Bulu were learning the languages in the egg. Your story doesn't add up.
Your country is home to a unique songbird. The Japanese bush warbler.
Sure, what of it?
What a beautiful call it has. But no bush warbler can sing it perfectly at the start. As chicks, they can barely chirp at all. They must learn from their parents and other adult birds. Only then can they sing properly and attract females. So naturally, there are individual differences in each bird's call. Though they start on the same footing, each bird is influenced by its teachers.
And the parasites are the same?
Like the birds, the parasites have a genetic predisposition towards a particular language. But while in the egg, the larvae's ears are tweaked by listening to the voice of the host. This tweaking ensures that the grown parasites will react better to the host's speech pattern.
Why would they have an ability like that?
Well, there are distinct regional differences within even the same language. Rare is the language that has no unique dialects. Yes, learning the host's speech pattern before hatching attunes the larvae to whatever twist of pronunciation it will encounter. This adaptive ability is what makes them so formidable.
I see. So a language requires selective breeding, but the parasites can learn dialects by themselves.
Of course, having the egg-stage larvae listen to the tapes in the factory was not meant to teach them. It was more important to use that trait of theirs to identify the mutated strains. As I mentioned earlier,
Is that really accurate enough to use as a weapon? You could wipe out a neighboring ethnic group by accident if their pronunciation is too close.
what you say is true. In that sense, they are imperfect as ethnic cleansers. But for his purposes, they are good enough. His objective was not to exterminate any one ethnic group, but to render the world's lingua franca, English, inert.
Cool. Code Talker, notorious for slow speaking and the longest cassette tapes. And here we are with Code Talker and his research. So we've got the origins of Code Talker and the motive for researching vocal cord parasites.
There's something I've been wondering. Why are you called Code Talker? During World War II, the U.S. military used the languages of different tribes, including the Navajo, as codes, right? I know the term Code Talker was used to mean people sent to the battlefield to speak in those codes. Were you one of them?
Our mother tongue was indeed used for war. But I did not go. I was already over the conscription age. However, I was made to help craft the codes that were spoken. So in a wider sense, you could call me a code talker for that. Navajo is a complex language, and virtually no one outside the U.S. speaks it. They must have thought it was the perfect language to use as a code.
Yeah, in the end, the Japanese never cracked it. The cipher is king in information warfare.
Of course, they didn't simply speak in Navajo. They created substitutions for words according to a code book, and then translated those into our language. Young Diné was sent to the front lines of the Pacific Theater as code talkers. To fight is an honor for the Diné. They were the pride of our people. But I cannot say this history brings me joy. Words are alive. When they are spoken, life is breathed into them. They become a part of the listener. Our words were transformed into lifeless ciphers and used for war. This, after the Black Ana spent generations suppressing the language.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess we shouldn't be calling you Code Talker, huh?
No, I do not mind. The reason Skullface called me Code Talker was because I also am responsible for coding language into the vocal cord parasites. I am the same as those young warriors, used for a cipher's sake. I must never forget that. The name, Code Talker, is a lesson carved into my being.
You said Skullface ordered you to weaponize the vocal cord parasites. But you also said he wasn't the reason.
And he wasn't. I was seduced by the parasites. That is a fact.
How? You mean from your curiosity as a scientist?
That I cannot deny. But there is more to it. The story goes back to the 19th century, to my earliest memory. One day, a man from the government visited our Hogan, our home. I cried as he yanked me from my mother's arms and took me away to an Indian boarding school. From that day forward, I became George. This was the name my teacher gave me. I was forced to give up my Diné name, forbidden from speaking anything but English. If we dared utter a word of filthy Navajo, the teacher made us eat a bar of soap.
Yeah, that was the U.S. government's education policy for Native Americans.
To erase our words was like erasing our people. Their education was tantamount to ethnic cleansing. Over time, the overt persecution of our language stopped. But to this day, it continues to be eaten away by the lingua franca, that is English. Many of the Diné outside the reservations can speak nothing else. And it isn't just our language. Across the world, minority languages are being destroyed by dominant languages. Many are on the verge of extinction.
Enter the vocal cord parasites.
Yes. I began thinking that minority languages needed some sort of deterrent against dominant languages. In order that their peoples and cultures would survive. It was then that I came across literature at the Foundation claiming that man acquired language thanks to a type of parasite, one that distinguishes between languages as a precursor to reproduction. If I could just resurrect it, make it more pathogenic, I would have my deterrent against English. But I failed to hide that aim from Skullface. He noticed. Yes, I wanted to retaliate against the English language, though never did I intend to actually use it as he planned. You know how the story ends. I was forced to study how to make the parasites compatible with all the world's languages. All but English.
However, he in fact secretly isolated an English strain.
I will not be held prisoner by the man's phantom. The English strain must not be allowed to exist either.
Okay. Skullface's objective, rulers and language. The final tape for now.
A ruler's greatest wealth is not money or land. It is the number of individuals under his control. Subjects who work, consume, are there to be used as pawns in war. For a capitalist ruler, his people's power becomes His power.
Specify a project.
You are the same. With your diamond dogs. You spin it with your speeches. But what you're doing is bringing as much talent as you can into your little domain. Every person another feather in your cap. Yes. Since ancient times, every civilization's ruler has had the same idea. When people unite under one will, they become stronger than the sum of their parts. And the one will is the ruler's will. And what do rulers use to bring people together? Language. In the Old Testament, it is written that only one language was spoken in Eden. A shared tongue that united all of humanity. Mankind eventually grew aware of its power and harnessed that strength to build a tower to the heavens. The mighty Tower of Babel.
Please select a mission.
This angered God, who splintered the language of man, and the tower was never completed. Languages emerged, and the earth was divided as men went their separate ways. Every age is the same. A ruler's first order of business, after conquering new land, is to force his tongue on its people.
Subtitles aren't even matching the dialogue
Napoleon, and now Zero.
for a couple.
English is wreaking havoc around the world right now. The British Empire tilled the land with war as its hoe, then began planting the seed that is English. Eventually, American capitalism became the new instrument. To play its game of wealth, you only had to abide by one rule: English. By exploiting people's desires, English has become a leash that people gladly wear around their necks, it would seem.
Okay, so a lot of information and exposition about the parasites ingested. But yeah, there was a couple of lines of dialogue there that were not matching up with the subtitles at all, which is very interesting. But we will now jump into the main mission, which is Cursed Legacy. So recover the 2 containers loaded with Code Talker's research materials. The containers are hidden in the jungle, and XOF choppers are en route to collect them.
Boss, research materials have been stolen from Code Talker's mansion. The materials were packed into 2 containers and hidden in the jungle southwest of the mansion. You have to recover those containers. The pickup crew coming for those documents is none other than XOF. That's right. They're still active, even after Skullface's death. Now that he's no longer in charge, their original chain of command has been restored. Meaning if XOF gets those documents, Code Talker's research ends up in Cypher's hands.
Okay.
According to Code Talker, the research papers stored in that mansion account for over 50 years of study. The problem is the vocal cord parasites. If the papers documenting that research fall into Cypher's hands, they'll take another long, hard look at them. The ethnic cleansers we thought were history will become a reality. America, Zero, will have a weapon far more powerful than any nuke. Even worse, if this knowledge were to leak, the world, humanity, can't be entrusted with this kind of power. Recover the containers before the enemy extraction choppers arrive.
Alright, let's
Mission
go.
accepted. Heading to Central Africa.
I will take quiet. We will not take a truck. We will commence the mission.
Deploying.
Deploying. That's yeah. As a last resort. As a last resort, I'll take the little jeepy boy, little car, on a ride, but we might not need to use it. Quiet especially doesn't need to use it. Cursed Legacy. So yeah, XOF are back in Cypher's hands now, which makes a lot of sense, unfortunately. Can never truly be done with XOF.
Boss, Code Talker's research has been stolen. The research materials have been packed into 2 containers and hidden in the jungle southwest of the mansion. Enemy extraction choppers will be there any minute. You have to find and retrieve those containers before they arrive. That area is being guarded by Zero-Risk Security, and their client is XOF. If the choppers make off with the containers, that research will end up in Cypher's hands. That cannot be allowed to happen. One other thing, boss. We need a cargo-capable Fulton extraction device to recover the containers. Use your iDroid to order its development and have it dropped in.
No worries, I've got it. You're good.
Be careful down there, boss.
The map has been updated.
Now, I didn't bring any rocket launchers because if we can do this
Enemy
in and out,
detected. The map has been updated.
we should be okay, even though I can literally hear the choppers as we speak.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Please select a deployment point.
Oh, naturally. Way to go around.
Buddy has infiltrated our map. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Guards, they must know where the containers are. If you can just squeeze it out of them.
Okay, well. Oh, a little bit of interrogation never hurt anybody, did it? Very heavily protected, however. Anyone that's not wearing helmets that wants to have a chat? You.
Analysis complete.
Didn't even see you.
Analysis complete.
Dude in a helmet with beautiful stats.
The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Man, they're really onto me today, aren't they? Oh god.
You have arrived at your destination.
Boss, looks like they're stepping up security around the targets. Watch yourself.
That's okay, guys. It was just a simple, honest mistake, everybody. It was fine. Never mind. A simple, honest mistake, everybody. Who sprints while they're in the middle of infiltrating a mansion? Me. I do that.
Your targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both.
Ooh, hang on. What's up here? Excuse me. Problem is dude in the helmet. I need dude in the helmet to go away.
I've updated the info on your
The
iDroid.
map
Take a
has
look.
been updated.
The PF soldiers have no idea what's in those containers. Strictly a need-to-know basis.
Can't have you reporting anything, can we, sir? Okay. We got 2 containers that are marked.
He's coming too.
Alright, we're out of here.
Boss, looks like they're stepping up security around the targets. Watch yourself.
Okay, so they're automated. As soon as you reach a certain point, that's when that dialogue happens. I see. Good luck trying to take them out, Quiet. They got their big boy helmets on. Goddamn.
Visibility in the jungle isn't great. Watch out. You could run into the enemy at any time.
That's right.
Feel the roots, the branches. Become one with the forest. The forest is aware of the enemy's noise. You must be too.
Really should have picked D-Dog for this one. Especially with how armored all of these guys are.
Our early warning radar still hasn't picked up the enemy choppers. But it's only a matter of time before they arrive.
That's right, I'm looking to be quick smart. Sneaking suit, baby. Sneaking suit.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Good night, sweet prince.
You gotta extract him.
Let's get this out of here. Alright, next one.
Target extraction confirmed.
Extraction
That leaves one
arrived
target to
at
go.
database.
Take care of the next one. Boss, our early warning radar just picked up the enemy
There we
choppers.
go.
We'll keep you
Enemy
informed of their
presence
ETA.
detected. The map
Hurry
has
up and
been
extract the
updated.
target.
You can't go firing on the XOF choppers. If we attack XOF now, it'll be a declaration of war against Cypher itself. That time will come, but it's not now.
Nice. So no battles with the choppers was ever going to happen.
Analysis complete.
I know you're still going to commit to my direction. Of course you are, because you're already kind of suspicious of me. Oh my god. Can I get... Damn it! I honestly thought I would get close in slow-mo in time to be able to grab him. That's okay.
Alright.
We did it.
Target extraction confirmed. We've avoided the worst possible outcome. Exfiltrate the area. Go ahead and call the chopper. You can also exfiltrate the mission area by land.
Map has been enemy presence detected.
Yeah, let's just run this way. The jungle areas look so good in this game. Imagine Metal Gear Solid 3. I want to climb a really tall ladder in Metal Gear Solid 3 Fox Engine Edition. Get me out of here.
The enemy's noticed your targets are gone. They'll be looking for you. Hurry up and exfiltrate the hot zone.
Exfiltrated hot
That's
zone.
it. You've made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss.
Bit shaky, but we got there.
All right, mission complete, boss. Maybe you'll actually break a sweat next time, huh?
Nice. Alright, we got Code Talker's research. And now it gives us another 20 cassette tapes of Code Talker talking about his research. Am I right? Am I right? And they're all 5 minutes long.
Boss, we got Code Talker's research materials back in one piece. The medical team has them under lock and key in the quarantine facility. The materials should help their research into the vocal cord parasites. Cypher won't be getting their hands on them now.
Cypher won't be getting their hands on them now. There you go, Code Talker and his research. More Skullface and more hamburgers. So we had like such a long period of time in the game where we didn't get many cassette tapes at all. It was quite a decent amount of time.
Time in the field is bad for the body and mind. I think it's time you took a break. Do it for me. Come back to Mother Base ASAP.
But now it's just like every time we complete a mission, it's like, oh, here's a bunch of tapes, here's a bunch of tapes. And then every time we complete a mission, they're like, come back to Mother Base. Come back to Mother Base. Way more often than usual. So it's pacing is very interesting. Lovely pacing changes. We got the kids again with Ocelot though. What's going on here?
Stay back. It's too dangerous. Hey. Back up, kid. I said no. You have to stay back.
Some things can't be helped.
Back to your quarters. What's going on?
Shabani. Mayaka 9 Kingoya. Shabani.
It's down there.
Hey, the tank at the bottom is filled with chlorine disinfectant. One whiff and you'll suffocate. Don't even.
How could you let it fall down there anyway?
Somebody threw it down there. Oh.
Hit the alarm! No! You go down there, and it is over.
Boss!
Hey! Listen to me! There is no way to recover the body.
She'll be back. She's a special one.
What kind of stunt was that? Trying to panic us?
Up she comes. Oh, okay. This was that brief flash that we got in chapter 2.
Look.
Here.
Eli's got all the kids scared. Interesting.
Boss, about that AI pod you retrieved from Emmerich's research facility. Guess what we found inside? A corpse. Human. The pod maintained a low internal temperature the whole time, and very little outside air got in. That would have slowed down decomposition. Still, the remains were mostly skeletal. Estimated time of death is between 6 months and a year ago. We put the screws to Huey about it. Listen to the tape. Turns out it was the body of someone we knew very well.
Dude, is it Strangelove? Dude, is that Strangelove? It has to be. It can't be anyone else. It would have to be Strangelove.
Fine. Yes, Strangelove was doing AI research in that lab. Why hide that until now? Why? Okay, so what? I wasn't working alone. You've got to understand. You do understand, right? I didn't want to drag her into this. It's my load to bear, alone.
So you didn't create the AI intended to drive Sahelanthropus. It was Strangelove.
Skullface was never in favor of AI control. So naturally they argued. Strangelove, she got him angry, and he killed her.
How? You didn't see it? So you found her inside that pod after the fact. And you just left her body to rot in there. Or perhaps you put her in there afterward.
I asked him not to take her away from me.
So she was killed by Skullface, but you asked nicely, and he put her body in the AI pod for you?
That's right.
Pathetic. You know, we have another idea. That you killed her.
What, me? I couldn't kill her.
You killed her and locked her body in the pod.
I wouldn't. Don't treat me like one of you. I can't just kill anyone whenever I feel like it. I'm a normal human being.
Are you?
I see. So you just shut her inside and waited for her to die.
I would never do that.
What, you mean she killed herself?
Yes. She climbed inside that pod and shut the door. It can't be opened from the outside. It was suicide. Suicide, I said. She killed herself.
In the span of 2 minutes, that man has given us 2 stories This dude is fucked. We can't trust this guy. Like, my god. He's an absolute monster. So Strangelove is actually dead. I was wondering if Strangelove was going to appear in the game. I was wondering if we were going to see a Fox Engine version of Strangelove, because I was like, we saw that photo, maybe we'd see her and like a baby Huey, not a baby Huey, sorry, a baby Hal appear. No, Strangelove's dead. Where the fuck is Hal? Where is Hal? Because we know that then Huey's going to end up with another woman. This woman is going to have a relationship with Hal, which is disgusting. And then Huey's going to meet his end, and then him and EE and the whole family is just split up. And Huey is like, how dare you continue to EE, how dare you continue doing this thing when you know how ridiculous our family history is. And now we are seeing all of that coming to fruition in these tapes and in Huey's actions.
She got in when I wasn't looking and suffocated.
What?
She'd often try to do things like that. By the time I realized and opened the door, she wasn't breathing. I got scared and shut the pod again. I couldn't bring myself to open it back up. That's right. Me? Kill her? What is wrong with you?
I see. Just tell me one more thing.
Haven't you gotten enough today?
Okay, I see it's a painful memory. You don't have to answer, just listen to the question. You see, we examined her remains. She had a scar on her lower abdomen, a surgical scar. It had been stitched up and had fully healed, meaning it was long before her death.
C-section.
She had a child, didn't she? Your child. Where's the kid?
How should I know?
So there is a child.
I've never seen his face.
What do you take us for?
They took it all. Even my child. I didn't even know he'd been born. I lost everything.
How old would he be?
It's 4 years since then.
And you know it's a boy.
Strangelove said so.
And his name?
We called him Hal, even though I never saw his face.
Bro, there's a photo of him on your AI pod. Are you blind? Are you blind, son? Oh no! Oh no! There's 5 tapes from Code Talker's research. Oh no! Skullface's objective, secret recording of Skullface and Code Talker. And the hamburgers of Kazuhiro Miller. Kazuhiro Miller's research. We're going to listen to this tape. I'm going to put the other ones on hold, and we will go through them another time. I will go through them next time.
I hope you bought a better hamburger this time, Kazuhiro.
Right. Well,
the last one was lacking in every way. The patty was too thin, the bun too dry, and the lettuce days old at best.
Hey, that was 100% all beef patty, and no shortening in the bun either.
Nature's blessings, unadulterated in hamburger form. Is that it? But when taste falls short, so does our gratitude to nature. Making such precious blessings unpalatable is sacrilege.
I hate to admit it, but I think you're right. I should have known better than to settle for second best. That's why I had him run some more R&D, develop a new burger. In fact, one of our researchers just dropped by with the latest results. Here it is. See how you like this?
We shall see indeed.
This is the plot thread.
I thank you for this bounty, Mother Earth.
That I never knew I wanted.
So, what's the verdict?
does not hold a candle to what I ate back home.
Everyone's a critic. Damn it. I was sure the Kobe beef... But maybe we didn't have enough. If we had any more, we're cutting into our profits.
Profits?
We'll be taking a loss on every unit.
What are you talking about?
Huh? Oh, anyway, I'll be back with another round of product.
I will be waiting. Did you say product?
Did you say product? This is my favorite little side story, is Code Talker and Miller and their mission to achieve the perfect burger through R&D. Absolutely fantastic. So good. But with that one, guys, I will bring this episode to a close. Next time, we will get to those tapes, and we will also look into doing a bit more of these, because we haven't received another main mission yet outside of those, and then we've got some more side quests to do. So we should visit Paz by taking out another Mother Base soldier, and having a look into capturing some legendary animals. So definitely more stuff to go next time, guys, and I'll see you then. Thank you.